Fences by August Wilson, Act 2, Scene 1. The following morning, Corey is at the tree hitting the ball with the bat. He tries to mimic Troy, but his swing is awkward, less sure. Rose enters from the house. Corey, I want you to help me with this cupboard. I ain't quitting the team. I don't care what Papa say. I'll talk to him when he gets back. He had to go see about your Uncle Gabe. The police done arrested him. Say he was disturbing the peace. He'll be back directly. Come on in here and help me clean out the top of this cupboard. Corey exits into the house. Rose sees Troy and Bono coming down the alley. What they say down there? Ain't said nothing. I'll give them Troy, what they say down there? Ain't said nothing. I'll give them $50 and they let him go. I'll talk to you about it. Where's Corey? He's in there helping me clean out these cupboards. Tell him to get his butt out here. Troy and Bono go over to the pile of wood. Bono picks up the saw and begins sawing. To Bono, all I want is the money. That makes 6 or 7 times I done went down there and got him. See me coming, they stick out their hands. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's all they care about, that money. They don't care about what's right. Why don't you got to go and get some hardwood? You ain't done nothing but building a little old fence. Get you some soft pine wood. That's all you need. I know what I'm doing. This is outside wood. You put pine wood inside the house. Pine wood is inside wood. This here is outside wood. Now you tell me where this fence is going to be? You don't need this wood. You can put it up with the pine wood and it'll stand as long as you're going to be here looking at it. How you know how long I'm going to live here? Hell, I might just live forever. Live longer than old man Horsley. That's what Maggie used to say. Maggie's a damn fool. Now you tell me who you ever heard of gonna pull their own teeth with a pair of rusty pliers. The old folks. My granddaddy used to pull his teeth with pliers. They ain't had no dentists for the colored folks back then. Get clean pliers, you understand? Clean pliers. Sterilize them. Besides, we ain't living back then. All Maggie had to do was walk over to Doc Goldblum's. I see where you and that Tallahassee gal, that Alberta, I see where you all done got tight. What you mean got tight? I see where you be laughing and joking with her all the time. I laughs and jokes with all 3 of them, Bono. You know me. That ain't the kind of laughing and joking I'm talking about. Corey enters from the house. How you doing, Mr. Bono? Corey, get that saw from Bono and cut some wood. He's talking about the wood's too hard to cut. Stand back there, Jim, and let that young boy show you how it's done. He's sure welcome to it. Corey takes the saw and begins to cut the wood. Woo-wee, look at that. Big old strong boy. Look like Joe Louis. Hell, he must be getting old the way I'm watching that boy whip through that wood. I don't see why Mom wanted a fence around the yard nowadays. Damn, if I know either. What the hell she keeping out with it? She ain't got nothing nobody want. Some people build fences to keep people out. Other people build fences to keep people in. Rose wants to hold on to you all. She loves you. Hell, I don't need nobody to tell me my wife loves me, Corey. Go on in the house and see if you can find that other saw. Where's it at? I said find it. Look for it till you find it. Corey exits into the house. What's that supposed to mean? You want to keep us in? Troy, I know you seem like damn near my whole life. You and Rose both. I done know both of you for a long time. I remember when you met Rose, when you was hitting them baseballs out in the park. A lot of them old gals was after you then. You had the pick of the litter. When you picked Rose, I was happy for you. That was the first time I knew you had any sense. I said, my man Troy knows what he's doing. I'm going to follow this guy. He might take me somewhere. I've been following you too. I learned a whole heap of things about life watching you. I done learned how to tell where the shit lies. How to tell it from the alfalfa. You done learned me a lot of things. You showed me how to not make the same mistakes. To take life as it comes along and keep putting one foot in front of the other. Rose a good woman, Troy. Hell, I know she a good woman. I've been married to her for 18 years. What you got on your mind, Bono? I just say she a good woman. Just like I say anything, I ain't gotta have nothing on my mind. You just gonna say she a good woman and leave it hanging out there like that? Why you telling me she a good woman? She loves you, Troy. Rose loves you. You saying I don't measure up. That's what you trying to say. I don't measure up because I'm seeing this other gal. I know what you trying to say. I know what Rose means to you, Troy. I'm just trying to say I don't want to see you mess things up. Yeah, I appreciate that, Bono. If you was messing around on Lucille, I'd be telling you the same thing. Well, that's all I gotta say. I just say that because I love you both. Hell, you know me. I wasn't out there looking for nothing. You can find a better woman than Rose. I know that. But seems like this woman just stuck onto me where I can't shake her loose. I done wrestled with it, tried to throw her off me, but she just stuck on tighter. Now she's stuck on for good. You's in control. That's what you tell me all the time. You're responsible for what you do. I ain't ducking the responsibility of it. As long as it sets right in my heart, then I'm okay, 'cause that's all I listen to. It'll tell me right from wrong every time. And I ain't talking about Rose, and I ain't talking about doing Rose no bad turn. I love Rose. She done carried me a long ways, and I love and respect her for that. I know you do. That's why I don't want to see you hurt her. But what you gonna do when she find out? What you got then? If you try and juggle both of them, sooner or later, you're gonna drop one of them. That's common sense. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Bono. I've been trying to figure a way to work it out. Work it out, Troy. Work it out right, Troy. I don't want to be getting all up between you and Rose's business, but work it so it come out right. Oh, hell, I get all up between you and Lucille's business. When you gonna let that woman... When you gonna get that woman that refrigerator she been wanting? Don't tell me you ain't got no money now. I know who your banker is. Melon don't need that money as bad as Lucille want that refrigerator. I'll tell you that. Tell you what I'll do. When you finish building this fence for Rose, I'll buy Lucille that refrigerator. You done stuck your foot in your mouth now. Troy grabs up a board and begins to saw. Bono starts to walk out of the yard. Hey, where are you going? I'm going home. I know you don't expect me to help you now. I'm protecting my money. I want to see you put that fence up by yourself. That's what I want you to see. You'll be here for another 6 months without me. You ain't right. When it comes to my money, I'm right as fireworks on the 4th of July. All right, we're gonna see now. You better get out your bank book. Bono exits and Troy continues to work. Rose enters from the house. What they say down there? What's happening with Gabe? I went down there and got him out. Cost me $50. Say he was disturbing the peace. Judge set up a hearing for him in 3 weeks. Say to show why he shouldn't be recommitted. What was he doing that What was he doing that caused them to arrest him? Some kids was teasing them and then he run them off home. Say he was howling and carrying on. Some folks seen him and called the police. That's all it was. Well, what you say? What'd you tell the judge? Told him I'd look after him. It didn't make no sense to recommit the man. He stuck out his big greasy palm and told me to give him $50 and take him on home. Where's he at now? Where'd he go off to? He's gone on about his business. He don't need nobody to hold his hand. Well, I don't know. Seemed like that would be the best place for him if they did put him into the hospital. I know what you're going to say, but that's what I think would be best. The man done had his life ruined fighting for what? And they want to take and lock him up, let him be free. He don't bother nobody. Well, everybody got on their own way of looking at it, I guess. Come on and get your lunch. I got a bowl of lima beans and some cornbread in the oven. Come on and get something to eat. Ain't no sense you fretting over Gabe. Rose turns to go into the house. Rose, got something to tell you. Well, come on, wait till I get this food on the table. Rose! She stops and turns around. I don't know how to say this. I can't explain it none. It just sort of grows on you till it gets out of hand. It starts out like a little bush, and the next thing you know, it's all forest. Troy, what is you talking about? I'm talking, woman. Let me talk. I'm trying to find a way to tell you. I'm gonna be a daddy. I'm gonna be somebody's daddy. Troy, you're not telling me this? You're gonna be what? Rose, now, see? You telling me you're gonna be somebody's daddy? You telling your wife this? Gabriel enters from the street. He carries a rose in his hand. Hey, Troy. Hey, Rose. I have to wait 18 years to hear something like this. Hey, Rose, I got a flower for you. He hands it to her. That's a rose. Same rose like you is. Thanks, Gabe. Troy, you ain't mad at me, is you? Them bad men's come and put me away. You ain't mad at me, is you? No, Gabe, I ain't mad at you. 18 years and you want to come with this. Takes a quarter out of his pocket. See what I got? Got a brand new quarter. Rose, it's just... Ain't nothing you can say, Troy. Ain't no way of explaining that. Fellow that gave me this quarter had a whole mess of them. I'm gonna keep this quarter till it stops shining. Gabe, go on in the house there. I got some watermelon in the Frigidaire. Go on and get you a piece. Say, Rose, You know, I was chasing hellhounds, and them bad men's come and get me and take me away. Troy helped me. He come down there and told them they better let me go before he beat them up. Yeah, he did. You go on and get you a piece of watermelon, Gabe. Them bad men's is gone now. Okay, Rose. Gonna get me some watermelon, the kind with the stripes on it. Gabriel exits into the house. Why, Troy? Why? After all these years to come dragging me After all these years to come dragging this in to me now, it don't make no sense at your age. I could have expected this 10 or 15 years ago, but not now. Age ain't got nothing to do with it, Rose. I done tried to be everything a wife should be, everything a wife could be. Been married 18 years, and I got to live to see the day you tell me you've been seeing another woman and done fathered a child by her. And you don't know I ain't never wanted no half nothing in my family. My whole family is half. Everybody got different fathers and mothers, my 2 sisters and my brother. Can't hardly tell who's who. Can't never sit down and talk about Papa and Mama. It's your Papa and your Mama, and my Papa and my Mama. Rose, stop it now. I ain't never wanted that for none of my children, and now you want to drag your behind in here and tell me something like this. You ought to know. It's time for you to know. Well, I don't want to know, goddammit. You can't just make it go away. It's done now. I can't wish the circumstance of the thing away. And you don't want to either. Maybe you want to wish me and my boy away. Maybe that's what you want? Well, you can't wish us away. I've got 18 years of my life invested in you. You ought to have stayed upstairs in my bed where you belong. Rose, now listen to me. We can get a handle on this thing. We can talk this out. Come to an understanding. All of a sudden it's we. Where was we at when you was rolling down there around with some godforsaken woman? We should have come to an understanding before you started making a damn fool of yourself. You're a day late and a dollar short when it comes to an understanding with me. It's just she gives me a different idea, a different understanding about myself. I can step out of this house and get away from the pressures and problems to be a different man. I ain't got to wonder how I'm going to pay the bills or get the roof fixed. I can just be a part of myself that I ain't never been. What I want to know is, do you plan to continue seeing her? That's all you can say to me. I can sit up in her house and laugh. Do you understand what I'm saying? I can laugh out loud, and it feels good. It reaches all the way down to the bottom of my shoes. Rose, I can't give that up. Maybe you ought to go on and stay down there with her, if she's a better woman than me. It ain't about nobody being a better woman or nothing. Rose, you ain't the blame. A man couldn't ask for no woman to be a better wife than you've been. I'm responsible for it. I'd unlocked myself into a pattern trying to take care of you all that I forgot about myself. What the hell was I there for? That was my job, not somebody else's. Rose, I done tried all my life to live decent, to live a clean, hard, useful life. I tried to be a good husband to you, in every way I knew how. Maybe I come into the world backwards. I don't know. But you born with 2 strikes on you before you come to the plate. You got to guard it closely. Always looking for the curveball on the inside corner. You can't afford to let none get past you. You can't afford to call a strike. If you going down swinging. Everything lined up against you. What you gonna do? I fooled them, Rose. I bunted. When I found out you and Corey in a halfway decent job, I was safe. Couldn't nothing touch me. I wasn't gonna strike out no more. I wasn't going back to the penitentiary. I wasn't gonna lay in the streets with a bottle of wine. I was safe. I had me a family, a job. I wasn't gonna get that last strike. I was on first looking for one of them boys to knock me in, to get me home. You should have stayed in my bed, Troy. Then, when I saw that gal, she firmed up my backbone, and I got to thinking that if I tried, I just might be able to steal second. Do you understand? After 18 years, I wanted to steal second. You should have held me tight. You should have grabbed me and held on. I stood on first base for 18 years, and I thought, well, goddammit, go on it for it. We're not talking about baseball. We're talking about you going off to lay in bed with another woman and then bringing it home to me. That's what we're talking about. We ain't talking about no baseball. Rose, you're not listening to me. I'm trying the best I can to explain it to you. It's not easy for me to admit that I've been staying in the same place for 18 years. I've been standing with you. I've been right here with you, Troy. I got a life too. I gave 18 years of my life to stand in the same spot with you. Don't you think I ever wanted other things? Don't you think I had dreams and hopes? What about my life? What about me? Don't you think it ever crossed my mind to want to know other men, that I wanted to lay up somewhere and forget about my responsibilities, that I wanted someone to make me laugh so I could feel good. You're not the only one who's got wants and needs, but I held on to you, Troy. I took all my feelings, my wants and needs, my dreams, and I buried them inside you. I planted a seed and watched and prayed over it. I planted myself inside you and waited to bloom. And it didn't take me no 18 years to find out the soil was hard and rocky, and it wasn't never going to bloom. But I held on to you, Troy. I held you tighter. You was my husband. I owed you everything I had, every part of me I could find to give to you. And upstairs in that room, with the darkness falling in on me, I gave everything I had to try and erase the doubt that you wasn't the finest man in the world. And wherever you was going, I wanted to be there with you, 'cause you was my husband, 'cause that's the only way I was going to survive as your wife. You always talking about what you give and what you don't have to give, but you take too. You take and you don't even know nobody's giving. Rose turns to exit into the house. Troy grabs her arm. You say I take and don't give. Troy, you're hurting me. You say I take and don't give. Troy, you're hurting my arm. Let go. I done give you everything I got. Don't tell that lie on me. Troy, don't you tell that lie on me. Corey enters from the house. Mama. Troy, you're hurting me. Don't you tell me about no taking and giving. Corey comes up behind Troy and grabs him. Troy, surprised, is thrown off balance just as Corey throws a glancing blow that catches him on the chest and knocks him down. Troy is stunned, as is Corey. Troy, no! Troy gets to his feet and starts at Corey. Troy, no, please, Troy. Rose pulls on Troy to hold him back. Troy stops himself. To Corey, all right, that's strike 2. You stay away from around me, boy. Don't you strike out. You living with a full count. Don't you strike out. Troy exits out the yard as the lights go down.